We did forget something last time, so let's just take care of that right now. Welcome back, everyone, to our single player vanilla survival world. This is right where we left off last time, right over there by those pumpkins. It's got the nice view of the dark oak forest chilling over here. And we had been strongly considering making this mountain our base, and I thought about it for a few days since the last episode. And I think we're going to, but not exactly right here. My dog just started chewing on something, so hopefully that's not too loud in the background. I'm not sure what it is. But we're not going to do it right in this hill just yet, although I do maybe want to build something here down the road. But for right now, let me show you. I took a look around this area, and off the other side of this hill is this little kind of valley. You can see some dirt work. I've got some planning started over here. But let's run down in there and I'll kind of show you what I found. If we can get down here, it's not a bad little spot. Lots of sheep around. Just right over here. You can see it coming into view. I'll show you what's going on with that dirt in just a minute. Let me eat some mutton meat. We need to get some food source going on. I killed a few of the sheep that were right in here, but I didn't want to slaughter all of them because I want to breed some up. Got some 2x2 trees going. Moved some dark oaks and stuff up here. But right across, let's see if I can make this. Whoa, there's a swamp right here. How about that? So that's pretty cool. The nice thing is, so far I'm kind of formulating a base idea, and it involves, at least in the entryway, some vines. So getting some vines right next to us is going to be really nice. There's some pretty cool looking stuff along here that we can do with eventually. Probably do some stuff with the swamp. Like I said, one of my ideas involved like an ocean or a swamp, so that could happen over there. The other one involved mountains, which is all around us, and the other one, well, so far my base is kind of a combination of a few things, but we'll go look at that in a minute. I also want to show you something over here. I went down and checked. I don't know if you can quite see it from this hill. Gotta be careful over here. This little area is dark enough to spawn monsters. Doesn't look like anybody's there right now. Let's see if we can see it. Yes, well, I can see it. I'm not sure if you can make it out on YouTube because it's pretty small, but you can see this dirt hill right here, right around my crosshairs. If you follow that over right to the left, there's some brown colored stuff right there. That is the roof of a witch hut. I don't use Optifine on my computer, so I can't zoom in. You can see it a little better if I climb this hill. Let's see. You can kind of see it over there. Hopefully you can make that out in the video. I know it's a little smaller than my big full screen is going to be. But yeah, you can sort of see it. There is a witch hut right there. Awesome. Apparently there's also some, I didn't come this angle, there's also some plains right there. We'll have to go scope those out for horses. I wonder if there's any there. Well, maybe we'll look at that in a minute. But first, let me show you what I've got started over here and kind of tell you what I'm sort of thinking about doing. Maybe you can sort of visualize it just a little bit. I sort of marked off the center, which is what this dirt is. If we come over here, you can see this floating little dirt circle. Let me actually maybe just pillar up right here. That'll probably get you the best view of what I'm talking about. You can see I just set up a little bed area right there just so I can sleep the monsters away. There we go. If we look at this, you can see this little design. So let me tell you what's going on here. Right in the center, you can see this dirt square that's marking out the middle. I just kind of loosely picked an area that's sort of in the middle of this valley. It's not exact. I didn't look at that much. I just kind of went, it's in the middle-ish. So this inner square right there, that's marking the hole. There's going to be a 2x2 hole in the middle of that, and that's going to drop way down. I'm not sure if we're going to go all the way to bedrock or close to it, but it's going to be a nice deep hole. This whole big outer circle is going to be just a big straight hole that goes way down. We're going to kind of build at least the first portion or a portion of our base down below. It's going to be kind of cool, I think, but I haven't really thought that part out yet. So just imagine this dirt is down at ground level. Where does that zombie come from? Just chilling under a tree, middle of the day, whatever. So this is a big hole, right? There's going to be a 2x2 way right there in the center. I'm not sure if I'm going to have... Oh, GG screw. I'm not sure if I'm going to have blocks that kind of go down it the whole way. Maybe a glass tube would work, actually. I could probably do a glass tube. But I mentioned I need vines. Those vines are so that I'm going to have vines grow all the way around the inside of this and go down so you can climb down the vines. For now, I'll probably eventually switch that to one of those kind of ladder ender pearl elevators. But of course, before we can do that, we actually have to get ready to go to the end and kill the dragon and get all the ender pearls, so that's going to be a little while. So for now, we'll just probably be using vines, so there's going to be a hole there. These kind of like triangle shapes that are on the four, I guess it's sort of turned into corners, those are going to be just empty. There's just going to be a straight, if you were to walk into those four areas, you would just fall all the way down, right? And then this sort of like plus sign, from this angle it's more of an X, but that empty area, that's all going to be filled in with glass. So there's going to be glass walkways going to the hole in the middle. And then along all the dirt areas except for this middle square, to protect us against the giant holes that are going to be there, we're going to put up some kind of fence or railing, but we'll have to come up with a design for all that later. But that way, what's going to happen is when we come over here, there'll be just kind of this glass walkway, and when you're on it, you'll just be looking down this huge hole into the entryway to our underground base, which is going to be pretty sweet, I think. And then there'll be these, like I said, if I come over here up the ladder, this area you'll be able to walk on. This area there'll be a railing, but it would just be a big drop off. I think it'll look pretty cool. Around the circle, you can sort of see over here, I started marking off an area. What I want is, from here, I want about a 3 wide pathway so you can walk all the way around the edge. And then what I'm going to do is I started marking it off. This right here is going to be the level that the actual platform is going to sit, but it's going to be kind of in here, right? I've already made a ladder. I just finished digging this ladder out. It just goes down to did I stop at 12, I think? So I can do some mining and things like that. Probably build the base somewhere around there. Let's go sleep in the bed. So that platform is going to be that entire circle that you can see as we fall asleep here. And that circle's platform, as I just mentioned, will be down at this level. And then this is going to be a farm, and this farm is actually going to mimic this outer shape, only much larger, and it's going to go all the way around this valley. So we're going to have this huge, sort of like stadium-like bowl-shaped hole in this valley that's going to be a farm all the way around, and it's going to come down into this platform. I think it's going to be pretty cool. And we're just going to have just randomly, I just marked off the area so I could figure out where to dig out the shape and everything. And that's basically what I'm marking. If you watched my Too Crafty series in the past, I built the entryway I built into my base on the Too Crafty server was a big farm, kind of using this design. The idea is under, these logs are just markers. I don't know which block I'm going to actually use for it just yet, but underneath each of these logs there would be a row of water, and that water will hydrate this whole section to there, and then there'd be a step down, there'll be more water, and so on. And what I did on that server, I think I had these as half slabs, so these need to be some kind of half slab. We'll figure that out later. But these will be a half slab, and then there'll be water under them, which fertilizes all this, and then that repeats all the way down. So if you want, you can actually hook up water to knock down all the crops in a straight line. I'm not sure if we're going to do that on this particular farm, just because it's going to be so big and round. It'd probably be a pain to replant and stuff. I'm doing it more for the looks. I think I'm doing it more for the looks. So maybe we'll have like maybe we can set up part of it to do water. I don't know. We'll think about that later. But for now, it's just going to be pretty cool. I'll probably have it set up that this area I marked off here will actually be on all four sides like a walkway going in, I think. So it'll be more of just, we'll replace the dirt with some sort of pathway and just kind of occasionally have the step going down, and then it'll all the way around in between it'll have just farmland, and just for the effect I think it'll look really, really cool. So that's kind of what I got planned so far, just the entryway. If you've got any ideas on that, if you're feeling the design, let me know. If you got any ideas on, hopefully that's at least making sense on what I'm talking about. If you guys have any ideas of, say, what types of blocks we can use for, like what kind of half slabs we should use for this, what type of block we should use for the walkway. For this, it's going to be, I need to know this actual frame. What block should that be? Eventually we're going to need, I've got to find the sand first, and of course dye. What color should the glass be? Any ideas along those lines, let me know in the comments section. But I think what I want to do now, do I have more food? I think I have a little bit. I don't know if it's cooked. What do we have? I want to go check out those plains, and we'll see if we can get lucky enough to find some horses or something. Let me just grab these apples. Been cutting down some dark oak trees and some spruce trees. Dark oak just because I like the dark oak logs, so I wanted a few of those. And they also happen to drop apples. So I've been cutting some of those down, but the 2x2 spruce trees, man, for crafting and stuff, I feel like that's the way to go. Chop down those 2x2s. Every now and then you get the really, really, really bushy ones, which give you like a gajillion saplings, so you never have to worry about running out of saplings. And then the other tall, skinny ones with hardly any leaves give you like a ton of wood off each tree. What was this way, right? Let's see. We were over there looking over. I think it's probably right over this hill, which contains rabbits. Hopefully, it'd be cool if we could find, not horses would be nice. I don't use them a whole lot, but donkeys would be sweet. There are horses. Are there any donkeys in here? That would be great. We'll have to check these guys out. Is that a cave or just a dent in the wall? We've got a bunch of horses. Horses, baby horses. We'll have to come back for these later. Some more pumpkins. Is there like a better vantage point? There's a lot of horses. We want a donkey. I just need one donkey and I can breed mules. There's another pack over there. Those all look like, those are the black horses, man. There's a lot of horses here. So we scored there. There's some pigs too. We can get a nice pig farm going. Looks like it kind of ends. Hang on. That's super flowery over there. Is that a flower forest? Evil bunnies everywhere. Let's take a jog over here. There's more horses. They don't render as far away as I can see, so we might have to run around a little bit. Man, they're everywhere. Holy crap. More horses. This, though, I'm curious what this is. F3. Is this still just plains? Alright. Fine. I was hoping for some flower forests. I've got some ideas. If you've heard of Soap the Great, if not, check out his channel. I will probably forget to link it later. But he has this like lazy flower farm design. I don't know if he made it or if he copied it from someone, but I want to find a flower forest so we can farm flour to turn into dye to make fireworks, because we definitely need fireworks all over the place. Man, the selection of horses is pretty much anything we want, except for donkeys, and we want donkeys. We've got every color so far. I'm pretty sure. Well, I haven't seen any white ones. I haven't seen any white horses. But we've got black spotted, we've got brown, we've got tan. Are there any more this way? Oh, I think I see some. Sheep everywhere, there's pigs everywhere, cows everywhere. And I think there were some chickens. What is this? Ooh, surface iron. I actually do have a little bit of iron already. I was digging that ladder down. I showed you to go to the bottom of the world. And I came across a cave. And I got stuck on the ladder because I was doing the like shift, dig down a couple blocks, ladder. Anyway, I somehow like placed it and then got stuck under the new placed ladder and the old placed ladder right when I came to a cave which had a creeper waiting for me. And I tried to move and I fell into the cave and blew up. But then I went back and picked up my stuff and there were 2 big chunks of iron right there. So I've got some iron cooking back at home. Lots of cows, so we've got every animal needed to make any farm we want. Looks like they're all just cows over here. I don't know if we're going to be in luck with the donkeys. They seem like they'd be useful for some venturing if we need to go nearby. If we can find like a kind of nearby desert and things like that. Yeah, being able to take a donkey just for that little bit of extra bag space to carry things would be super nice. More horses. I'm kind of turned around. Might get lost now. Well, that's fine. We'll keep searching. I'll run around this whole area off camera at some point in the hopes of finding some donkeys. Because this place is pretty big, and with how many horses are spawning in it, there's definitely a chance that some donkeys could be hiding in here somewhere. Here's some, oh, right there. Family of donkeys. Oh, yeah. I can't bring them back yet, but I'm going to run and get the stuff. So what I need is F3 screenshot. I'll be back for you fellas. Wrong button. Get that up. Now let's see if I can find my way back home before I starve. Hey, I recognize this hill. Wait. No, that's not the same hill. Well, I screenshotted my location. That's probably good, right? Or was it that hill? Am I over there? I don't know. Which way's home? I'll figure it out. I will figure it out. But that's going to do it for this episode. Is that it over there? Sunflower. Ooh. Sunflower plains. This is definitely not the way we came. But it is what I shall steal at least one of these sunflowers so we can have those. Those are a little harder to come by. Anyway, like I said, that's going to do it for this week. Thank you guys for watching again. Any ideas you have with the stuff we talked about today, let me know. That is absolutely appreciated. Just like I said last time, I love hearing from you guys, especially in these single player situations, because it just makes it more fun to interact. Did I just see lava? Ooh. Ooh. I don't want any of the horses to fall into this. No, I don't. I kind of want to... Let's just get rid of that. So yeah, any comments? Any ideas? Let me know. Say hi. Leave a like if you're enjoying the series thus far. Or if you just want to be cool. Oh no, the sun's going down. Well, this could get interesting. But, yeah. That's going to do it for today. It's going to get scary, guy. It's going to get scary. It's going to do it for today. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye-bye.